Hello everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Chaderena. What is DARPA? Well, if you're asking that question, you didn't watch part 1 of this video series. And you're weird because who starts at the second video? That's like starting at The Matrix Reloaded without watching The Matrix. Doesn't make any sense. But for those of you who are strange and want to start here, DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. They're a wing of the American government that is in charge of all sorts of experimental stuff. It's all military research, so I'm sure you can figure out what kind of stuff they make. And if you can't, watch part 1. We've been over this. But a lot of you did watch part 1 and it was so popular, so we decided to make a second video, which is Top 10 Scary DARPA Experiments Part 2. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to be answering a few questions from the comment section of the San Diego Urban Legends video. Also, make sure you check out Most Amazing Top 10 on Facebook and Instagram. There's a ton more content over there that you can get fed into you, and it's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit more. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Number 10. Super soldiers. Captain America isn't just a comic book hero with a great ass. He is what the American military dreams they could make. Why send in a regular puny person when you could have a jacked up super soldier with super soldier serum running through his veins, with Marines strong enough to bench press America, kicking indoors and spreading democracy like it's nobody's business? Well, it's no surprise that DARPA took a couple cracks at this. They've tried all sorts of ways to make a man go from G.I. Joe to G.I. who shoots lasers out of his nipples. They've tested all different kinds of nerve gases on people to see if they could unlock some sort of mental power in them, and they've even gone as far as injecting plutonium into people to see if it gives them any kind of super mutation. The idea of superpowers sounds amazing, but you won't catch me in the testing line. You don't want to be the first person to try out super soldier serum. You want to wait till it's gone through the plasma TV stage. Number 9. Amphibious tanks. Some of these ideas seem like they were dreamt up by a 6-year-old. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we had a tank that could swim, and then it would be so cool that it could swim because it'd be a super cool thing that it could do, and it could have like missiles on it, and then a secret compartment that's like full of gushers? Well, this is a real creation DARPA made. The idea is pretty self-explanatory. It's a tank that can quickly go from land to sea and vice versa. This is made to help give the American military much more options when they're planning an attack or an escape. This thing is also extremely powerful. It can be used to tow other boats or all sorts of objects out of the water. However, this is not a long distance aquatic vehicle. It's specifically designed to take short trips from boat to shore. Think of the mothership in Alien movies dropping off all those little ships. It's like that, but America spreading America. Number 8. The Inner Armor Project. If just being a super soldier with the ability to standing jump over a 6-foot wall and bend metal on your abs isn't enough, the Inner Armor Project wanted to give soldiers the ability to withstand the harshest conditions. It looks to take some of the insane abilities that animals have and find a way to augment them into people, like having a guy who can run around with bulletproof rhino skin, or having a recon team that is as radioactive proof as a cockroach. I think all I would want is whatever gene keeps chimps lean and buff. That way it could chill out all day eating corn dogs and I would never have to worry about being skinny. I would just stay skinny. Sounds like a dream. The focus of this project is to have soldiers that can fight on any turf at any time and always have the advantage. Think of it as an all-terrain human. Number 7. Mini compasses. Calling this thing a mini compass is very much an oversimplification. It's like calling a fighter jet an Angry Bird car. But what this little thing does, if there is any reason that you cannot connect to your GPS, maybe the battery's dead, or it's doing that thing where it recalibrates every second like you just smashed into a hospital, well, this thing solves that problem. This little device uses a clock, gyroscope, and accelerometers to tell you where you're going even if you have no access to GPS. And these things are small. They're smaller than a penny. And for those of you who are thinking, this sounds amazing, but how do I get my hands on one of these? Just wait like 5 years. I'm sure our government overlords will make it mandatory to have one installed at birth in no time. Number 6. No sleep soldier. Sleep is by far one of the best parts of life. Combined in healthy intake of carbs with a solid nap, and that's basically my birthday. The American military obviously doesn't want to run as rigorous of a rest program as I implement on myself, so they want to make soldiers who never need to sleep, or at least come close as possible. Nicknamed Go Pills, DARPA has been experimenting with drugs like modafinil that have been able to keep people awake for up to 40 hours. I mean, it would be nice, I would actually have time to finish all my laundry and go through my whole video game backlog instead of just letting the laundry pile up. You have to have priorities. But if drugs weren't enough, DARPA wants to take this one step further with implants that use transcranial magnetic stimulation to send electromagnetic surges to the brain to keep users awake. I'm gonna be honest and say I have no idea what that means, so I'm gonna pass on this one and keep eating mac and cheese and falling asleep on the couch. Thank you. Number 5. GECKO gloves. GECKO man, like Spider-Man but not as cool. This experiment was kind of the first step into taking someone from Peter Parker to the web-slinging wonder. These gloves are made out of a super grippy material that is designed to give the user the ability to climb up walls with ease. Sadly, in all my research, I found no evidence of a web slinger installed in the wrist, which is a huge missed opportunity. I think the idea of these things is amazing, but it would still be super hard to use them. You would need to have insane upper body strength just to grip yourself over a wall. I understand these are supposed to be made for soldiers, but what after? I'm thinking about the commercial use. We need GECKO shoes, GECKO shirts, GECKO pants, a whole line of GECKO products. DARPA, you should hire me. You're really missing people of my caliber. Number 4. Psychic vision. It would be cool as hell to have some sort of psychic powers. Imagine you get to make yourself a sandwich without even getting up off the couch from your Netflix. If I ever get superpowers, I'm gonna keep that a huge secret. Not because I'm worried about supervillains coming after me, I'm just worried about people giving me crap because I won't be a hero and I instead use my super speed to get home with my takeout before it gets cold. Well, once again, DARPA thought they could unlock superpowers in people. From 1972 to 1996, DARPA experimented with remote viewing, where they would have someone try and picture somewhere they had never been before. If this was to work, it would be an amazing breakthrough. It would change recon forever. You could recon an entire area without sending in a single troop. However, this one was a bust. The CIA released an entire file on it back in 2002. Number 3. Solar drones. In the last video, we talked about stealth drones. Little flying creepers that could take pictures of you showering without you even knowing it. God, I hope if the military is spending money on all this tech, they don't use it to get my nudes. Trust me, they're not valuable. A lot of people have them. But the solar drone tech would go hand in hand with the stealth drones because one of a drone's biggest downfalls is its battery life. Every time you send one out, it's only a matter of time before it has to come back home and recharge. Now, if you could send out a drone with a high-powered rechargeable solar battery, it could stay out for, I don't know, 5 years? Holy crap, they would be able to get my nudes from every angle 3 times over. This would basically change warfare. You could just send out a drone army that never needs to sleep, eat, think, stop, or even get hurt. You would be unstoppable. Number 2. Plutonium shots. So we know what happened at the end of World War II. The Americans dropped 2 big bombs on Japan, and that was the end of that. But a lot of the American scientists were curious as to what kind of effect the plutonium would have on the human body, so they started doing some experiments, like injecting people with plutonium and then just checking out what the long-term effects are. Now, obviously, I don't know a lot about plutonium, but I'm pretty sure it's radioactive, which is bad, and they use it in bombs, which is also bad. So I'm thinking most of the people would have said no to being long-term subjects of this process if they knew they were being injected with something that was this deadly. The testing started in 1945, and the records didn't become public until 1995. I'm sure if you do some digging, you can find them tucked away somewhere. Number 1. Night vision. So this one is pretty wild. During World War II, the American forces wanted to increase the vision capabilities of Navy American troops. They wanted their vision to be so good they could see infrared wavelengths, which is normally invisible to the human eye. Impossible, right? Well, scientists knew that vitamin A had an effect on eyesight, and that most animals' livers are packed with vitamin A, so they started to give supplements made from livers to Navy soldiers. And over the span of a few months, their vision extended into the infrared zone. It actually worked. They started eating so much goddamn liver, I don't even know what that means, but they could see infrared if they wanted to. But because of the advancements in other technologies to detect infrared waves, they stopped this program. But there were also Japanese fighter pilots who were doing the same thing and saw a 100% increase in night vision. Oh baby, I can't wait to throw away my contacts. Now as promised, I'm going to get into some of the comments from the San Diego Urban Legends video. Django Unchained wrote, I don't know how to tell you this, but the Chargers left San Diego like 3 years ago. They're in Los Angeles now. Well, Django, I'm sorry, it really shows how little I know about football. Probably haven't watched in like 5 years. What? William Metz wrote, Austin, Texas Urban Legends. I want to hear about the Metz Elementary School. There's no relation. William, we've got 3 Texas Urban Legend videos. I suggest you go check them out. And finally, Charlie H wrote in and said, as much as I like you, Che, boy, you play too much. I'll let you know, Charlie, that I will always play. I'll never stop. Well everyone, that's our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you want to see another DARPA projects video, send this out to all your friends. The more people who watch it, the higher chance we have of making a part 3. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit more. Until next time, I've been Che Darena, and I need to find out where I can buy liver. I don't even know where to do that. Bye.